My friends, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So as promised, this year I'm really trying to hold to a schedule of Tuesdays and Thursdays when at all possible. I want to do just overall technical analysis, market updates on a lot of different stocks. I'm going to try to keep these videos a little bit shorter, but also want to get the detail and some teaching out there as well. So if you're new to the channel, first and foremost, thank you. I appreciate you. Please like and subscribe. If you're an old dog, you know I love you. Just thank you. At the end of the day, this channel, everything that I do is all about always wanting you guys to make great decisions for yourself, your family, and your portfolio. That is the only goal. Don't just listen to me. Don't just listen to anybody else on the internet. Do your research. And like I said, just make great decisions, for yourself. At the end of the day, if you know you're doing what is best for you and your family and your portfolio, you win, lose, or draw, you can put your head on the pillow at night and be able to sleep. When you're listening to other random people on the internet, that's when things can get ugly, and it's all trust me, bro. Anyway, so once again, including me, okay? I'm doing the absolute best that I can, but just, be cautious and, like I said, do what's best for you. All right, jumping into the video, really going to kind of focus on SPY a little bit because obviously if SPY, the overall market is ripping, rising tide lift all boats, so to speak. So a lot of individual stocks will look good. So won't spend as much time on individual stocks as I usually do because obviously we've had a big day pretty much on SPX, SPY, QQQ, a lot of the major indices, broke a lot of the bear trends and recovered, some great moving averages. So now it's is this the real deal, right? Or is this a fake out? So let's just kind of analyze things. So first thing I've got brought up here is on futures. So futures are, they're slightly red right now, gap down just a little bit. Pretty much this is a 15-minute chart. You've got the 9 EMA kind of slowly pushing stuff down. But I mean, once again, that's not necessarily forever, if you will. One thing that I've been noticing lately is there's been lots of bearish formations like rising wedges and channels that have been just getting invalidated lately, and I'll kind of show you one on SPY that we had here at the end of the day. Oh yeah, and also too, if you haven't done so on Twitter, please follow me, Colin_Gladman. That's where I'm just like literally always posting charts and ideas, and you can follow me there. So futures right now not looking great, but if we go to some higher time frames, I mean, you can see like on an hourly basis, like the 9 is still, showing support. So if you do come down here and test the 9 or even the 21, you want to see some bullish momentum there. But, overall, my biggest concern is just everything's looking overextended to me for the most part right now. But let's, so once again, here's the SPX chart. So I went in here, made sure I was getting all, my major touch points, really just starting at the top and then the rejection. Back here in August, we didn't quite get there, but we got rejected off the 200 moving average, and then didn't quite get there either in December. And then, like I said, lost support on the 200 moving average. Also, too, if you're charting at home with me, I chart in log scale all the time. So this is linear. So things change a little bit linear. So if you look at it from a linear standpoint, this has been broken out from a while. But institutions mainly chart on log, and so I will look at both, but I would say I look at log 90% of the time, maybe 95% of the time. So if you're ever wondering like, oh, my levels aren't matching up with his, make sure that's why. Okay. So anyway, like I said, got the breakout here, got the rising support, and it's just overall to me like today. I mean, this is just not the type of day that I was looking for. If we broke this downtrend, once again, let me zoom out so you can see. If we broke this downtrend and it was kind of a day like yesterday, or maybe we got rejected off, but then everything was pretty much just a rocket ship through this line, I would have felt much better about it. But in my personal opinion, today is not the kind of day. And you can see on SPY, you even got a better touch point here in December. So you got obviously the kickoff in January, the kickoff in March, and then like I said, now you're above. So now it's going to be, can we base above this and continue moving upward? If you guys have been with me for a while, I'm a huge fib guy. Fibonacci retracements are essentially just, mathematical support and resistance, but you get a lot of, valid touch points. It's always asked me too, do you do these in log? And the answer is I look at both. So same thing if you're, well, at least on TradingView anyway, you can set your fibs to log scale and non-log. And it's still close, you know, to the same values. But it does move it a little bit different. So anyway, right now, kind of the big levels I'm looking for is kind of this December high, which is basically going to be about 410. So 408 to 410. Bears really need to step in here and not just like push down for a slight retracement. Like they need to push down and the volume needs to ramp up to go along with it. Otherwise, I mean, there's no doubt in my opinion that right now overall short term that the bulls are in control, but I'm not digging how the volume is just slowly dying off. So let me get in here a little bit closer. So big red flags are always going to be anytime you have, you know, big push-ups in price and the volume is slowly dying off. Those are red flags. Now, it can be just a red flag as far as retracement. I'm not just saying like, oh no, the bear market is coming back and it's going to be crazy. But you are going to get some retracement. So even if it retraced, you know, back here to a 390, you know, coming back here and testing this rising support, which would also be the 0.5 fib, makes a lot of sense, especially if, you know, we get some bad earnings in there. Apple's got earnings coming up. You know, Microsoft was kind of a mixed bag. Tesla overall seemed pretty good. Which we'll get to that chart here in just a second. It's crazy. But like I said, for me, kind of a real line in the sand is going to be up here in this, you know, kind of, you know, 408 all the way up to 412. But like I said, just somewhere in this range, even all the way up to the 786. If you haven't watched my stuff before, it's basically all these bear market rallies have become exhausted before the 786 and then they tumbled. So just real quick, I'm going to show it. So basically here to here terminated between the 707 and the 786, and then here to here right at the 707, and then right here, you know, we've already gotten multiple rejections off of that before, but it has found support and it has curled back up. So by far and away, this is the best looking chance for you know, bears to be in real trouble. As far as I'm concerned, you know, the perma bulls on Twitter that I've seen, especially like when it comes to Tesla, they have been just toxic as hell lately. And so, you know, it seems very euphoric and very parties on. And in my opinion, there's still, you know, critical levels that we need to get past. Obviously, I want nothing more than all stocks to gain a lot of value, you know, over time. But, you know, I think there should be optimism right now, no doubt about it, in my opinion. But I also think it should be very cautious. Like I said, you know, the volume, you know, just knowing nothing else other than going, okay, here's the volume today. I mean, you can see all the times, you know, SPY's had, you know, big moves and the volume that's come along with it to say, yeah, this is the volume that's going to break, you know, the bear trend and, you know, signal potentially, you know, bull rallies and, you know, the bottom's in, all that kind of stuff. I would say I don't love it. So, like I said, definitely optimistic, but it's very cautious. And there's a lot of ugly daily candles out there. So what concerns me the most on SPY is, could this be a hanging man candle? So hanging mans, they look like hammer candles. They happen at the very top of uptrends versus downtrends. So like here's a perfect example of what a hanging man look like, and then you got the push down. And this might all be that happens. We might just get a little retrace touch here before a continued move up. I haven't really looked, but I'm sure I could find quite a few more. I mean, here's a perfect example. Hanging man candle right there. You got them back to back. Hanging man candle right there. So, you know, hanging man candles do typically signal in once again on a downtrend, it's a hammer candle, and that looks for a reversal. And on the uptrend, it's basically a hammer candle. It's just on the top of an uptrend. So that is definitely something to be cautious for. I'll go over here to, let me just show you Apple. So Apple really makes me nervous, and I mean, look at the Apple volume. And Apple's kind of, I feel like, been lagging behind this move. So, I mean, obviously SPY and Apple always look very similar just because Apple's such a big part of it. And Apple feels lagging. It's decreasing volume. It's got earnings. Let's see here, I guess. So, you know, we've got the Fed meeting. You know, we've got Apple earnings next week. So, I mean, there's a lot that can still go wrong. So, like I said, it's good to be... Sorry, I drew this fib with... so, I mean, it's right here at the 786. That fib, the reason it was up there is because I drew it with after hours on. But like I said, this type of candle on really low volume is always a big red flag to me. So, we just want to see some follow through. And like I said, might be normal retrace. But basically, we start getting back under about 390 or so, 395, and definitely about 395. So we start getting underneath this 200 SMA. I'm going to be reasonably bearish. We break this uptrend right here, especially if the momentum is strong, like it's a big solid red day. Then I'm going to get very bearish that we're at least going to test the lows again, if not new lows are going to be coming. Just scan through a couple charts here. Let me see how am I doing on time. I don't want to. Okay, we're at 11 minutes. All right, so let's just run through a couple charts here. So quick snapshot view of Microsoft. It's basically that 243 to 245 range. Microsoft did get on top of that today, did bleed a little bit in after hours, but you want to see this area acting as support for a continued move up. If it does get back into supply, you want to be careful about another push down. Amazon has broken its downtrend, got to push back up. Like I said, cautionary on Amazon is 102 to 104, where you have, all this resistance back here. And like I said, Amazon does still have two big gaps below at 89 and 86. So definitely, if the overall market keeps pushing, Amazon could definitely keep pushing up to that 102, 104 range. But be careful, about that point in time. Also, Amazon earnings look like they are next week as well. Yes, so it looks like Apple and Amazon are on the same day. NVDA, be careful here. Has been in this rising wedge pattern. You'd want to see a breakdown here, and potentially, get some of these gap fills. I've already talked about this a few times before. I was kind of telling my Discord about this, but I kind of think NVIDIA might need to come down. Like there was basically like two shoulders right here. So you got the inverted head and shoulders right here, but there's also one right here that then pushed back up. So just NVIDIA is in that range where there's a lot of resistance for NVIDIA up here. In my opinion, and so a move down. Oops, that's actually. So a move down, back all the way. Oops. Maybe to the 618 to kind of form, another shoulder here like this. Before pushing back up, that would make a lot of sense, especially if we start getting some overall retraces in the market. Stocks like a NVIDIA that have been running so hot, they're going to be the ones that get beat up the most. So like a Netflix is also one that's just been running insane, so it could get beat up pretty good. I hadn't even looked at Netflix lately. What did it do today? So Netflix had a red day, not great. Kind of in no man's land a little bit, so I won't waste any time on that. GME. I talked about this pennant right here. These symmetrical triangles / pennants are 50-50 formations. A lot of times it favors to the upside, but also too, you didn't know if you were going to get a break here or it was going to be a double top, turned into a double top, and spilt out. Now GME found support. Anybody who's been following me for a while knows that 1950 area is super important. Found support there, and then pushed back up. But everything that's going on with Bed Bath & Beyond, which I haven't been following it too much. I know bad news came out as far as bankruptcy, and like I said, I don't want to speculate on that because I really haven't been following it, but I know my Discord was saying that the news wasn't good. So, and just like here, I was looking at BBBY, Bed Bath & Beyond. I said it really needed to get on top of 350 soon, and you did get a push out here, but it just kind of fluttered, and then the news came in, and obviously it got halted multiple times, and so the setup's good news basically would have done the exact opposite, would have sent it rocketing. Bad news sends it down, which is what I said would happen on Twitter. AMC is back in this area where it really needs to start finding support. Otherwise, it's going to come down here and gap fill. I tweeted out, I don't know, it would have been like Monday or Tuesday of this week, where I wasn't digging, you know, this kind of looking like a bear flag formation right here. Anytime you just got price slowly ascending in, you know, these type of channels, like I said, majority of the time, I would say at least 8 out of 10 times, they, you know, 70 to 80% of the time, these things are going to break down, okay? Now, like I said, that doesn't mean break down and then it moves over. It can be a breakdown and a healthy retrace before continued movement. But really, AMC needs to hang above that 618. You know, and which is also, so the macro 618 is also the 618 pretty much of this move right here. So this $4.80 range, really need to see some positive momentum. Otherwise, AMC's almost guaranteed going to gap fill. Coin is in a nice pennant as well. Got rejected right at the top perfectly today. And then is also looked like it moved down in after hours. So it makes the most sense for Coin to come back down here and test about $50 again before making a continued push up. A breakdown is basically going to be a breakdown, a retest, and a further push down. And similar if you want to look for some upside potential. But it's in a 50-50 pennant as of right now. QQQ, like I said, did finally, and I mean, we can come back here. It's the first time since March of 22, so almost a year, the first time QQQ finished above its 200 moving average. So, you know, overall, that is a good sign. And the volume is actually a little bit better looking here. So, who knows, right? Let's kind of see. So yeah, I mean, you can see like this is why I'm such a big believer in fibs and why you need to, you know these levels. So I mean, right here, this 294 range, and also too, and I tweeted about this. Let me get over here. Some big old, like a 270. Somebody spent $10.9 million on QQQ puts. It was a put sweep today, and that's going to be for March 31st and a 270 put. So that's a big time bearish bet essentially. So that's where I'm going to leave the video today. Oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't get to Tesla. So Tesla is going to basically a dragonfly doji, which once again, kind of like the hammer candles, not good to see at massive uptrends. So big day tomorrow for Tesla if it can kind of, you know, base above this 160 level. If it does, you know, it definitely could have a lot of room to run, but which I didn't even check. See how hot the RSI is. So I mean, the daily RSI, I mean, you're sitting at 66, so basically anything over 70 is going to be overbought. So it's not overbought yet, and Tesla likes to move when it moves, just like it. You know, Tesla's pretty much like a meme stock as far as I'm concerned. It's like which is why I love trading it so much. It's just it's so volatile. But anytime you have candles like this on Tesla, like if we come over here, like look at the all-time high, you know, essentially what happened afterwards. Not the exact same candle, but I mean, anytime you get these, you know, just real small, you know, basically spinning top doji hammer candles, you know, typically it's not great news. So, but like here's one where, oh, and that was actually another, yeah, that was actually on an earnings day and then blew up afterwards. But even after great earnings and it blew up, I mean, you still just, anytime you have these, you know, gap fills like this, you're going to have some retraces. So it doesn't mean tomorrow it's going to gap fill or anything like that, but it's, you know, I would definitely say that Tesla still has room, which I've talked about before, and basically bounced on this macro 382. So, I mean, coming all the way up to 178, 180, I could definitely see Tesla making a move like that. It really just depends on what the overall market is going to do. And then there's the PCE report comes out at 8:30 tomorrow and before market open, as well as I believe it's either new home sales or current home sales. There's also a home report that comes out tomorrow as well. So news is going to matter there as well. But I would imagine we might get a lot of chop just leading up to next week with big Fed meetings, big earnings, all that good stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some sideways action here for the next couple of days. All right, that's going to do it, my friends. If you want to join my Discord, link is going to be in the comment section or in the description of the video. But other than that, we'll call it a day. I'll see you guys on Tuesday of next week. Once again, follow me on Twitter. Shoot me a DM. I always try to answer questions so long as I think they're reasonable and not just win Moaz or something like that. I always try to answer. If you got a good technical analysis question, I'm always going to do my best to answer you. Obviously, with a lot of followers, sometimes I miss some stuff. So please don't hesitate to ask again, or like I said, shoot me a DM. But other than that, much love. I will see you in the next video. Have a good one, my friends.